All right, summer training is well underway. Let's do a podcast. All right, we got another European guest on the show today. I like these because, especially with this gentleman, because we don't know a lot about him. He's been on the scene for a few years. He's done great. And chatting with him already this morning, it's been a lot of fun. So let's bring in, all the way from Poland, Marek, Kania. Good morning, good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello.
All right, so how would you say that in Italian?
Buongiorno.
Yeah, okay. I was
Oh,
expecting.
adesso si dice buon pomeriggio e tra 3 ore buonanotte. Now I said now it's better to say good afternoon, and then because firstly I said good morning, then I said, oh, now it's better to say good afternoon, and in like 3 hours good evening even.
Yeah. So the reason why I brought up Italian, even though you're a fine Polish sprinter, is because I've already decided that you have an Italian accent and you've let me know that you live there. So we're going to learn all about that. So as we often like to start this show, especially with a guy that we don't know a lot about, and because I think you have a strong career in inline skating, why don't you tell us about how you got into skating in general and how you eventually made your way to ice?
Well, actually, I started pretty soon because I do it mostly all my life. When I was like 8 or 9 years old, then I started I joined the club that was close to my school because I went to school uh, where they built a track, and actually it was the first track in Poland like that. So it was quite new for everybody, and the club near the school was also quite not usually for our region, because mostly schools have like football clubs and yeah, football pitches, and we had like speed skating for speed skating inline track 160 meters, and we had ice and roller speed skating club. So then I actually started just to spend more time with my friends. I was like 10 years old, 9 years old. So that's the age when after school you just want to see the friends, and nothing more really counts. Yeah, so that's why I started, and the sport wasn't important for me. Actually, I was like, I want only to be with friends as much as I can, and that happened for, I don't know, 1 2 years, and we started like easy, like 2 trainings, let's say, uh, during the week, and then like 3 4 5. Then we had another coach, and then we get, I think, when I was like 10 years old, it was my first competition. Easy competition, like school competition, but yeah, I had a diploma for it, so I had my first times signed there, and that's really nice. And yeah, actually, I don't know why I liked it more than my friends, because yeah, when we get older, all our friends were like, yeah, too many things to do, and they don't have time to do the sport. So it was less and less friends, but it stayed like uh, 4 of us from my class, my very close friends. We stayed there, and actually we were racing, and that was the time, I think, the sport counted like more and more, and actually it was very important part of my life.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know, maybe 15 years old, and it was very big, something big for me. I wanted to do as much as I can in this time in the sport. So that's why I stayed. And also I think I'm very competitive and I like this adrenaline that came with the races. And that's what I love in sport. And what I love, especially in inline and ice, that it's different. It's not the same adrenaline, even that the sports are very close to the like technique and like it's um, it's very similar sports like both, but then I think mostly because the races are individual on ice and in groups on inlines, then the adrenaline is way different. Like I feel very, very, very uh, different when I start on inlines than on the ice. And actually, I think that's what is keeping me doing all these two sports, both still. Like I didn't give up on any of it. Like I dose because yeah, Olympics coming in 2 years and everything. So I dose inline skating, but I still do it, and I'm racing. I did like a couple of races even this season already, and I'm doing next weekend national championships. So actually, I'm in a race mode right now. Uh, and your second question, like semi question, was how it switched to the ice, and actually I didn't switch to the ice like Erin Jackson or someone that I
Yeah.
was doing only inlines, and then I started like ice and I get crazy good and I wanted to do Olympics or something. Basically, it was not so spectacular. I just started. I just started in the same time, like maybe 1 year later. But actually, it was similar, very very similar time because our club due to the track that they built in our school is open, and the winters in Poland are not very very friendly for people. Then we couldn't skate on inlines during the winter, only on the closed sports hall. But it like I don't know why, but our coaches decided that we have also quite close a real 400-meter ice speed skating track in Warsaw, and so actually during the winter after school there was a bus, and everyone who were in inline speed skating club were going there, and then we went like 40-50 minutes by bus to the training on Stegny track, so in Warsaw. It's also an open track, but yeah, for the days I started, there was no closed track in Poland, and so actually it was one of the better tracks in Poland these days. And yeah, we skated there. So normally it started pretty basic for me. Like I switched inline ice every season from almost the beginning of my life, from when I was 8 9 years old. I switched like inlines ice during the season, and it was also like just after school we go to the training, we do the training, we go back, and yeah, we have some rest, and the next day, and it was like passing by. And yeah, so I do ice and inlines all my life, like from the beginning, 50-50.
So when we look at you on the ice, I mean, I think your profile is pretty simple. You're a great 500 skater. I think you're a solid 1,000 skater that wishes he was a little better, and we'll talk about that later. But I mean, you're a sprinter, man. You know, you can crush it off the line. You know, you got tons of power, right? So when we look at the ice guy, is the inline guy the same? Are you just a sprinter, or can you hang in a pack and do like an elimination mass start? What kind of inliner are you?
Also a sprinter,
Okay.
but I think that inlines are much more friendly for sprinters than ice, because on ice you have only 500 and 1000 meters for like sprinter.
Yeah.
Even 1000 is a bit long, but then on inlines you have like 100, 200, one lap on a road, so it's like about 300-400 meters, then 500 on a track, so you have four sprints, and then you have 1000 on a track, so it's like the fifth sprint, according to the length of it, is the second sprint on ice. So I think it's much friendlier than the ice. But yeah, I'm the type of the sprinter that I like the most 100 and 200 meters races. So the shortest one on inlines. Uh, Actually, I do the long distance on the national championships, of course, because we don't have such a high level, and we don't have many skaters on inlines. And actually, for now, I am also the Polish long distance champion from the last year. We'll see if I can manage to keep it up this year, but we don't have many skaters on inlines. It's not such a popular sport, especially in senior men, and like in senior age, because it's not an Olympic sport and it's not much money. So basically, everyone who does it, then you pay for your own. And if you want to be on a very high level, you have to train like working like 30, 40 hours a week. And if you do such a hard training, then it's hard to get money from the job, because you have to have money for something, and you don't get money for inlines.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty hard, and that's why we don't have many skaters in Poland. But basically, when I go on like more important races, like European Cups on inlines, or European Championship, World Championships, then sometimes I also race long distance, but that's, let's say, for fun. I just
Yeah.
want to keep with the pack as long as I can, but I don't have many goals for it. I just keep my eye on a sprint, and if the sprint is the next day, then I don't do long distance, because it's like only like for fun and stuff.
Yeah. Well, your first ever actual time trial on the ice was back in January of 2010, so you were very young at that point. So that kind of testifies the fact that you've been on ice and rollers the whole time. But when I was looking at your, kind of your history, just looking at your 500s throughout history, I only found one time where you skated junior world anything, and it was a junior world cup in 2017. So you were probably just turning 17 years old at that point. So no junior worlds, like a lot of skaters. And you even mentioned to me before we started recording today that you almost left ice. We almost never met you. So what? Tell us that story. How did that unfold?
Oh, actually, it's a quite messy story, because yeah, ev- almost everything what you said was right. I have one little mistake, because my first trials is in from 2010. You said, well, actually, the this diploma I said that from the first like school races, it was on ice also,
Oh, okay.
in a Stagnant speed skating track, and it was 2009.
Okay.
And it was very first time for the 100 and for 500 meters, and my very first time for a 500 meters on a competition was 100 seconds. So 1 minute 40 seconds. I fell down 2 times on the first straight, but that
Nice.
was I have it still at home, and that's I think pretty cute.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then actually World Junior Cup also I had only one in Colalbo. It was because I was in a junior national team for 1.5 year. I get there as a junior B2, I think, and then I was junior B2 and junior A1 when I was this age. So like I'm 16, 17 years old. Then I was for 2 years in the national team, and I participated only in very like only one junior World Cup. And then for the last year of junior, they pushed me back from the national team. They didn't want me because I also couldn't go on every single national camp because that was the year I had um, my exam. I don't know how it's called in English. The exam after the high school. Yeah, so before the studies. So
Yeah.
that's the very important. It was very important for me, and what I wanted like also to learn a bit for it, and that's why I couldn't spend as much time. Like I could train, but at home when I have also the stagnant
Yeah.
track and stuff, and I can do training after school and after everything. Uh, so that didn't want me in the national team. They took someone else, uh, and then it was 2017. You say 2018 I wasn't in national team, and then 2019 because I have to clarify one thing. From the very beginning of my sports adventure, I liked more inline speed skating than ice speed skating. Now it changes a bit. So now I think it's like 50-50, but still inlines is somewhere in my heart.
Yeah.
But from the very beginning, I liked more inlines. I don't know why. Maybe because it's also a bit more interesting. I think than ice. Well, and not everything depends on you. Also, you have to think in a race. I also I liked it very much that on inlines, even on a sprint like 500 meters, you race in four. So then, when you race in four, you have to think. You have to think when to pass. You have to think if you want to leave some space in the middle and to get more speed, or don't leave the space and don't risk your like losing your position and everything.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
yeah, so you have to think all the time, and if you do something wrong, then you learn. Okay, that was wrong. Next time I will do it better. And on ice, well, despite of the mass start race, then you don't think don't have to think much. I think like in my opinion, like you do what you did on the trainings. If you did well and you're well prepared, then you just go like 10K. You just go the lap that you can do. On a 500, yeah, well, actually you have to think, but you like when, for example, me, I think on technical things, like on a start, how to put my arms, how to put my legs. I have some like short thoughts in my mind that help me to get better position and better timing. And we work on that with the coach. But you don't have to think, what if the guy that I'm racing with is going to like I don't know, cross me or something. I have to change my trajectory. I no, no, it's it's not such a thing because it's just your race, nothing, no one else. And okay, so I clarified it. I liked more inlines. And then what happened? In 2019, 1 year after I was thrown up from the national team, then uh, me, my brother, and my sister, like we are in three in a similar age, uh, we decided to, because we were like from past 2 years, then didn't get much better and better, and we say, okay, we did this sport all our life. We have like 20 years old. We do it like for 12 years or something. Maybe it's time to do as much as we can to get better. What can we do? Okay, and we talked to our coach. We talked to each other, to the friends, and then we decided the best way to do something is like to focus fully on trainings, and that's why we took a decans year, like a gap year, but not a gap year before after this exam after the high school. But my sister took a gap year because she didn't start the studies, and me and my brother break the studies for 1 year. Yeah, we did a break in studies for 1 year, and we all three get to the. We wanted to go to Italy because we have a friend coach there, Gregory Dugento, and we decided to go there. He said that he has quite a good team and he can be our coach. So okay, we go there. We do a trainings all the year there, and we focus only on trainings, nothing else. Like we do like fully this, no studies, no work, just it. We stayed 1 year, 2 years. We'll see how it goes, and take as much as we can. So then I was in this mental stage that I liked inlines. So okay, just we don't care about the ice season right now. So we went there during the winter. 1st of November is the first day we went there. So we skip all the winter season because in Italy it was possible to skate also in a winter on the inlines. And then we get there. We learned Italian with them. We trained with them. We have our coach. We basically changed our training methodology like 180 degrees. We started training hard, like it's supposed to be really. And we had a group also because in Poland at this time we were one of the best, so we couldn't actually train with someone better than us. And when we get there, we had like 3 4 guys who were stronger, like easily, so we could follow them and get better and better. And after, well, 2019 was. In February 2020, the first case on the COVID-19 was 20 kilometers from us, because first COVID situation was in Italy, from in
Yeah.
the whole Europe was in Italy, and it was 20 kilometers from our home, and we were shocked what is happening. We were observing the changes, and after 1 week we decided to go home and see what's happening. And when we get home, one day after we get home, they closed the borders. So and then was like lockdown for everyone. And 4 months we were home, uh, trying to train, but it was not so easy. And also we were home. We were a bit pissed off because we took a break in our studies. We wanted to give everything we have, but we
Yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, so that was quite not a good situation for us. But after 4 months, we were actually it was possible to go back to Italy, so we get back there, and we staying there for a couple of months still in summer, and then after this year break. We decided to, because it was the second wave of COVID, so we decided to go back to Poland and train because it was easier than in Italy. Uh, and actually, we started our studies. We get much better in inlines for sure. And that was the time I decided, okay, I get much better than in inlines. Then maybe it's time to stay on inlines like for a rest of my life because
Yeah.
I love it. Like I I skipped all the ice season in 2020, and I didn't even think of it. Like for me, it was like okay, it's okay. I did something better even, and I wasn't regretting. So I said, okay, if I do not miss ice, that's maybe that's not sport for me.
Yeah.
And if I love it, then why don't stay on inlines and like be summer in Poland and then every winter go to Italy and train there with the guys and get better and better. But when winter was coming soon, there was a national championships in Tomaszów Mazowiecki in October, and we wanted just to skip the season. But our coach convinced us to go on a national championship because said, "Hey, you get better on the inlines. Why don't try on ice? Maybe it's better for you, and also it's some points for club that they get money for after
Mm.
the competition, because Polish championships has this rank of the competition that the clubs get money for it if you have good results." So he said, just do it for a club because the club helped you to go to Italy and everything. That's maybe do it only for a club, and then you can like finish skating. And we said, okay, we go. And then what happened? On I went for like 3 trainings on ice before the this competition, and then when actually was the race 500 meters, I did my personal best 36.9. It and 36.9 was the time. I couldn't manage to beat like for like 2 or 3 years because I have 27.1, 27.2, 27.0. I have for 2 seasons, I think, or three even. I have times like that as a junior, and I couldn't get better. And then in Tomaszów, and not even on a fast track, I did like 36.9 during after the 3 trainings, and I did my personal best by 100th of a second. Not much, but still. And when I did that, it occurred that I'm one of the best neo seniors in Poland. I had also a medal after the Damian Jurek was the first. I think second was Kuba Piotrowski, and I was the third one. So I was also uh, got medal in a neo seniors. And then Konrad Niedźwiecki, the director of the sports in our federation, told that actually you are not in the national team, but the Polish Federation, if you want, the Polish Federation can pay for you to join the sport camp. You will live in a with a junior team, but you can train also with the senior team with the Thomas Nieminen and all the team if you want. And then we decided okay, maybe we can try. Why not? Or if we can try to skate with them, why not? Because we also were very like we admire like Thomas Nieminen and everything what he did with the team sprint in Poland because Actually, uh, we were watching them from Italy when we were there, and wow, the guys are doing so much like better and better every year. They're great. So Thomas, I think it's a very good coach. And then when the Conrad said you can train with them, we were like shocked, but yeah, we took the occasion, and we went to Zakopane to train with them. And yeah, actually, we did sport camp, and every like uh, we were skating after the girls, like at the end of the group to not interrupt them. Yeah, to stay in the back, and because we knew we were like not as strong as them. But then every training got better and better. And then I remember when when the flying clubs, well, they were doing like 500 like in group, and then one time they did Thomas said I think 25.6, and I was looking on my brother on me, and what what happened right now? 25.6. I had my best lap so far was like 26.9, 27.0, and then yeah, Thomas said 25.6. This is 25, and we could manage on the back to stay with them on the open track in Zakopane. I said I was shocked. My brother was shocked, but then yeah, and every training was better. Actually, uh, after this camp, they went to the Herenven because it was the bubble in Herenven, the closed all the World Cups, and yeah, this bubble for the
Yeah.
like 6 weeks. So the main squad went there, and the second squad, so the guys who didn't qualify from the short and long distance stayed in Poland, and also we could stay with this group. And it was fortunately that in this year, uh, Artur Vaś, 1 month before they went to this bubble, the main team, Artur Vaś got the government program, the super coach, and it's that the government pays the ex-athletes that want to be coach, and he could manage to this program. He just finished skating, and he said, okay, I can take them, so the guys who don't go to the Herenven. And we said, okay, perfect. We started to train with the Artur Vaś for 2 months. We were basically in Tomaszów, and so training on a closed track in a perfect conditions in a group of, I don't know, 6 7 people. And we liked very much Arthur coaching because he has a photographic eye. I also always I say that because he sees everything. Like you put your leg 1 centimeter in a different direction, okay, he sees it. Like he sees everything. If you feel unwell on a training, then he says, okay, I see you feel unwell. Like I don't know how, but he has this photographic eye, and he knows like everything. He sees everything, and he thanks to him, we improved a lot during these 2 months. And in this season, from the first race when I have 36.9 on the national championships in October, to the last competition in February in Tomaszów, I improved by 1.3 seconds. I finished 35.66. So in one season, I improved like 1.3 seconds on the same track. And yeah, Arthur was very happy. I was very happy. Thomas was very happy. And actually, that time that I did in February in this season took me to the national team for the Olympic season. And yeah, that was actually something big for me also because I did a time that guys did more or less usually, but it was times that the sprinters from the sprinter group do on this track, like more or less plus minus like 2/10 that they did on this track. So that was like very close, and I was so happy that I could do it. And
So
yeah, I was.
just to set the scene, then that was at the end of that 21 season. So it was like March of 2021, and now all of a sudden you're on the senior national team, and now you're going to do a full summer training with everybody, right?
Yeah, like no,
No.
no. I They took me to the national team. Conrad said, "Okay, you did a great time. You did a great improvement. Now you have access. You can be a part of the. You are the part of the national team." And I said, "Okay, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of it." And what happened next? I called to Thomas. Hey, Thomas. Uh, I'm now in your team. Yeah, yeah, I know. Actually, I'm doing the inline skating during the summer, so can I join in September? And he said, okay, no problem. Because, and that was it. Because actually, I think he didn't care about me that time because, and I understand it like fully because it was an Olympic season. He had some. Like certain guys to go on Olympics, like that have very big chances to go on Olympics to do even a medals. And then there is a new guy who one time did time under the 36 seconds. So and who wants to skate on inlines? Okay, I don't do a problems for him, and I fully understand it. So actually, in Olympic season, I did all the season in the like inlines. I raced all the races as normal, and then I also we have also like me with my brother have a coach from weightlifting because when we were not in a national team after the returning from Italy, uh, we have to we had to find some weightlifting training, and like inline training was the same. The coach, inline coach, was Gregory Dugento from Italy. He was sending us a plan, and we were talking about it and everything. But the coach from weightlifting, we had to find it in Poland, so we found them. And when I told after the season, after great season on ice, I told my coach from weightlifting that hey, I got to the national team right now, to the main national team of seniors, the team that is going to try to qualify for Olympics, and I also have chances to go on Olympics. And he's, whoa, what are you saying to me? You have two chances to qualify for Olympics, and it's, whoa, 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 don't be so fast. I have like 5%, maybe 10% to qualify for Olympics because basically one time I did something that they do like in series and a training like 8 times,
Yeah.
and I can do it only once. So basically, I'm not as strong as them, but technically, yes, I'm in the squad that is going to try to qualify for Olympics. And it's, okay, okay, if you qualify for Olympics, I give you something. Okay, okay. Uh, but then I train normally to the all the season, and actually in Olympic season the World Championships on inlines was in November in Colombia, so it was very 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 late, and
Yeah.
it collided with the first World Cups. First World Cup was in Tomaszów, and it was in the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically I had to decide, and I was talking with many people about it, with the coaches from the inlines, from the ice. even Vanessa Herzog was training with us, so I talked to her because she's also the inline ice skater, and to her husband what they think about it, what to do in my situation, because I knew I have like 5 maybe 10% chances to qualify for Olympics, so I could skip the qualification for Olympics, don't do them, and just go for Colombia, because Colombia is also skating in Colombia or inlines is like skating in a full tialf on
Yeah,
ice. Like
yeah,
it's crazy. It's something you have to feel, have to, yeah, you have to see it on your own skin, because it's shit. It's so great, and
yeah,
it was Colombia. It's one of my biggest dreams on inlines. And yeah, 2 years before that I wanted only to do inlines, so that was like crazy important to me. But then there was Olympics, that I have 5% chances. Okay, Olympics is the biggest dream of every athlete, but if you have 5% chances, and then you can go to Colombia just if you want, because you are on this level that you can, what to do? And I was asking many people, uh, and actually, even when we were on a first I were on a first winter camp in September in Incel, then I took my inline skates, and I did like ice skating, and when they did bike, I did inline skating. And sometimes it was like I had 2 times I did speed on in one day on
yeah.
ice and then on inlines, because yeah, just to keep because in Incel I didn't even decide. And then I was talking with some more people, and I said, okay, we have competition in Incel, like preseason competition. We see how it goes. If it goes well, I will decide Olympics. If not, and I skip Olympics. I skip the qualifications. Uh, and then I did my personal best on 25.3, and actually I was the best from the Polish guys. I did better time than Damian and then Piotrek on this competition, and actually I said, okay, now it's real. Like on the same competition, on the same ice, in the same stage of the season,
Yeah,
I did better times than them. So hey, maybe it's not 5-10%. Maybe
yeah.
it's
You
maybe
are
it's
the
bigger.
Polish guy all of a sudden.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know like when it happened, but actually in the beginning of October in the Olympic year, so just 1 month before the first World Cup qualifying World Cup, I decided, okay, I try to go for Olympics, and from that moment, I left my inlines for the winter. I say, okay, I do everything for Olympics, but it was so late. I can
Well,
like
you got off to a hell of a start because the first World Cup was at home in November, and there were two 500s that weekend, and the second one you finished second. So you launched
yeah.
yourself up to A group, and then I think it was a week or two later up in Norway, you were in the first pair, and this happened. Let's watch this.
Yeah, I have
3465.
I have that video saved on my phone also.
Dude, what the
I love it.
hell?
What
That
the
was
hell?
incredible.
At this point, my personal best was 25.0 from first World Cup in Tomaszów, and then in Stavanger I did like in Tomaszów I did 0.3 personal best. In then 1 week later in Stavanger I did 0.4 more. So like 0.7 in 2 weeks on 500.
Yeah,
That's
that was
crazy.
that was pair
And
number one, and you ended up finishing third.
yes,
Right? You got bronze medal.
I got bronze medal, and it was the first medal in 4 years. So I was the first Polish sprinter after Artur Vaś, who gets the medal in 500 meters.
Yeah,
So
and
that was
I'll let you tell the stories, but I mean that weekend set off this journey for you of firsts because you were, your first Euros. All of a sudden, you're on the team sprint team, and you qualified for the Olympics. I mean, there was so much stuff that happened to you that season. Take us through that, and I guess I always ask this question of European skaters that qualify for the Olympics. Like, what is that process, and how did you get there? But just tell us about that season. I'll let you talk.
well. This season was crazy. I like the pre-Olympic season. I like was the additional to the senior junior team, and I actually improved myself in the 1.3 second. And then the next season, so the Olympic season, in the first 2 weeks of the racing, I improved from in a first month of racing. So from Incel to Stavanger to the second World Cup qualifying, I improved 1 second more, and 36 for an first medal from Polish sprinter in 4 years was something I didn't expect it. Even yeah, and even the first World Cup was in Tomaszów was quite unexpected for me because I think I thought this time that I would be like in the middle of the big group, and the first race with a bit mistake on the second corner I was sixth, and the second race I was second and took the place in the A group, and then I took a medal on my. It was my first race in a Group A, and it was my second World Cup in all my history, second senior World Cup. So third race on 500 meters, and I took a medal. So I don't know if someone had a in a speed skating history had a start like me, uh,
I don't think
according to
so.
the senior. Yeah, according to the senior level racing, I don't think so.
Well, and,
Also,
and I think I actually remember seeing that weekend, and I had never heard of you. And I think the first thing I did is I texted Artur Vash. I'm like, who is this tall kid with the mustache? Like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, he's pretty fast. Oh, that
yeah,
just killed
I
me.
think
I'm like, that was so fun. And then it just
I
kept
think
getting
many
better. I
people
mean, it
probably
kept getting better. So when did you find out that you were going to be part of Team Sprint?
the part of team sprint.
Yeah, so you became the leader, the leadoff guy for the team sprint for the Polish. So when did you guys start training that? Because what was it that season? I think it was
You
that
mean the
season, right?
race? You mean the team sprint race?
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, Actually, when we because also in Stavanger it was the same day when I got the medal. Like 1 hour later or 2 hours later we had the team sprint race, and Actually, it was the first time we stand together on a start line. We didn't, yeah, we didn't do it. Even on a training, we didn't do the start together. Like, I don't know what to do, but they say, okay, we did it. You have to just do the first lap, so do something like that. First 50 meters to the first corner, do like 85, 90%, and then from the first corner, all out. And when you finish the second corner, just go out. That's your role. It's just you're fast. You showed us this, and do what you can do, what you do normally, and it will be good. We take the rest. And I was so stressed because I didn't race something like that never before. It was the first. We didn't even do it on a training before this race, like because we focused on a 500 because it was the same day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found that, yeah, that was also quite funny. But we also did the bronze medal then out of 10 teams, I think we did the bronze medal. So I had two bronze medal on a first time in Group A. But yeah, that
Oh,
was
that's
quite funny
outstanding.
story.
So, and I mentioned it before, but that also that season, that was the first time you got to compete in the Euro Championship. So, how did that go for you?
European Championships was actually after the finish of the Olympic qualification. It was in January. So that was quite okay. I said average for me. Uh, I I was quite happy because it was my first sport competition in a championship rank. But I finished, I think, eighth on 500 meters, and I think that was okay. Uh, but it wasn't very special for me. I think it was special for Piotr Michalski. Uh, he was a European champion this year on 500, and I was like eighth, and I okay, that's not bad, not good. It's still 1 month till the Olympics, and basically I was in this time. I was so happy that I qualified for Olympics, and I think that was the main thing I had in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in December, was there a qualifying event that kind of set you up for making the Olympic team?
Excuse me one more time. I'm
So
sorry,
in
my
in
English not so
yeah,
perfect.
it's okay. So in that December, there
Yeah.
was a qualifying event for you to make the Olympics, correct?
Yes, actually yes. But after the first two World Cups, because I was sixth in a Group B, then I was second in Group B, and then I got third place and ninth place in a Group A in Stavanger, and I did so much points to the overall ranking that I was not sure, but I was quite sure, let's say, that
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
will make it. Yeah, because that was the time after the my third place. That was the time first time I thought, okay, I'm going to be on this Olympics. I can really be on the Olympic Games this year, this season. That was the first time after I got the medal. So I did so much points that when was the fast World Cups in Calgary and in Salt Lake City, then I was like racing, and I was like 15, 16. I didn't do good on the fast tracks, Well, I don't know why. Maybe my technique was not so good for the such fast ice, or my timing was not very good. I don't really know why, but I couldn't find myself on the faster tracks. I did better on a like lowland and slower. Um, so yeah, I was like in a second tenth of Group B on every race from the last four, but still being in a Group A gives you so much points that still if I knew if I don't fall down to the Group B, I will be in Olympics, and I did it. I just didn't fall. So actually, the last two was the qualifying events, but I knew I have only to manage
Yeah.
to keep in a Group A. I don't have to do anything more. That's maybe my mental was not so hard. I don't know. Maybe too soon I thought that okay, this Olympics is mine or something. I
Uh-huh.
don't know, but I didn't do well on the fast tracks. Yeah, I
Did
didn't
you
do.
still need to get a phone call from somebody to confirm that 100% you're on this team?
Uh, no, no. I know it. I knew it. But well, actually, I don't. For now, I don't know what didn't work there. But it's funny also that the first time in Salt Lake City, I did time worse than I did in Stavanger.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
saw that.
yeah, in first time in Salt Lake City. I did slower than Stavanger, and everyone was shocked because everyone, and also I had such a big pressure also because many journalists, many from Poland called me and asking, "Hey, so are you going to do the national record right now because you're going to the faster track and even on a slow track you did like 2/10 out of the national record, so now you are going for the national record. Hey,
Oh
maybe
boy.
you're going for under 34 seconds. What are you going to show us?" And I had like every day I had like questions like that, so maybe that's also why I felt such a big pressure on me. And yeah, I knew that if I skate so well, maybe I cannot do worse, and actually I did, but maybe because of pressure also.
Well, I've talked to a number of people on this channel about the 2022 games, and I'll ask you the same questions that I ask everybody else. I mean, it was your first Olympics. It was obviously a very weird situation with all kinds of restrictions, and I was going through some of your social media, and you had made a post about just being incredibly bored at one point because you're just like locked in your room. But it was still your first Olympics, and you went from that, hey, I've got a 5% chance, and maybe I'm not even going to do this sport anymore. And then you're there. Um, take us through that. Like, how was it? How weird was it?
Yeah, I was also talking with about it with my uh, psychologist who helped me before the Olympics. That hey, 1 year from now, like 1 year ago, you wanted to quit the ice skating. 6 months ago, you gave yourself like 5% chance to be on Olympics, and now you are here. So why the fuck are you sad? Uh, and yeah, but it's like short our conversation. But actually, when I think of it like that, then that's true. Uh, I managed to qualify for Olympics, and I took it as some kind of extra thing from life that gave me. And because actually when I joined the national team, my first goal was, okay, so I can go for the 2026 Olympics. And then I did already on a 2022, so I took it as a extra thing from life, and I'm thankful for it. And then how was it on Olympics? When I get there, actually it was very, because of COVID, it was very hard. Like I didn't like it. Like we were tested all the season, like every day or every 2 days, every season, every single day, every single competition we were tested. And then when we wanted to go to China, we have like several certificates and everything. It was like crazy to do it. And when we were like 1 week before the takeoff to China, we had to do some last tests to do in certificated laboratories. And one of my friends were positive, and then we said, "Oh shit! It's like it's somewhere here." And what to do if I manage to qualify for Olympics and I don't go for like something like that? I will be so pissed off. But I was lucky. I could go. I had like negative tests, so I could go to the China, and then they have additional tests on the airport when we came there, uh, and that was the positive test for me. So that's why I was bored, and I took some photos on the Instagram and some videos that I'm extremely bored in my room, because actually when I went to the Olympics, we had like 17 days till my start, I think 17, 16 days, and first 9 I spent it closed in a COVID room in a Galaxy Hotel in China, with I think 4 other Polish guys. Yeah, we were like 9 days there, closed, and uh, I did only bike or jumps, but actually jumps didn't look great because the room was so small that I had to put all my luggage on the bed. Then I had to put the shelf in the bathroom, and then I could do from the wall to wall jumps because it was so small. Yeah, so actually, when I get rid of all the things from the floor, then I could jump all over the room, like imitation jumps. So that was also quite hard. I did also some weightlifting with the other guy from Police on my back, some power squats. So that was also quite not easy training there. And first 9 days on the Olympic Games was like that. Then I came out from it. They let me go, and I had still like 6 7 days till my start. 6 7 days till 500. So still I was like, I think five times or six on the ice. So actually, first training was very weird, and Artur Vash and Thomas Nieminen was asking, "Hey, and okay, and how you feel?" I don't know how I feel. Like I feel like I skate like shit, but you tell me how I skate, and it looks normal, but I said, okay, maybe it looks normal, but I feel like shit, like I couldn't skate. But it was the first training. Then the second was better. The third was even better. So actually, when we did the last fast training before the competition, like 2 days before the competition, and with some fast lap, I felt very good. And then we did like one lap, and then I had to do also the 300 meters, like from the roll start. and when I did from the roll start first straight, and at the apex on the first corner, I fall down, and
Really?
excuse me.
So you fell in a 300.
Yeah,
Really?
I fell down like 2 days before my start, and I broke my suit on the knee, and I have some little injury on knee, but nothing big. But it also like it was last last five fast thing that we did before the actual start on the Olympics, and it was like mental a bit that shit. It was the last thing that I did something fast, and I felt so shit. That was not very good thinking before the actual start on Olympic Games. But yeah, but then 2 days later, I felt better, and I did also some faster on the ice touch before the competition on the same day, and I felt good. So actually, the starting Olympics for the things that I had in the previous 2 weeks before the Olympics, so the COVID and not great feeling on the ice firstly, and then the fall 2 days before the start, I think was quite good. I felt like prepared for it, for the start as much as I could, and I felt, yeah, I can fight here. But what happened on a start? I think stress. I don't remember. I was so stressed on the some other start in my life. I don't know really why, because there was no such great public because of COVID. But I think these cameras and everything, and I knew like everything was so official, and I knew that all the my friends, all my family, like all my country and everyone is watching, because even if you don't know the sport, and if you are not interested in this sport, then when is Olympics, everyone is a sport fan,
Of course.
and
Yeah.
everyone watches every sport. So I knew everyone is watching, and I think that maybe stressed me more than on the World Cups. And I was so stressed then.
So that the race is over now, and you went through that. Do you think that you learned something from that? Do you feel like the next time, maybe the next Olympics or whatever, do you feel like you're gonna be able to look back on that and just say, "Hey, it was no big deal. I survived. I'm all right."
Yeah, I think so. I think less thinking and more doing what you are supposed to do, what you can do. Like, hey, we do it all life. I also, like, now for 1.5 year I work with the psychologist regularly, and actually I think it helped me a lot in the last season, because I have also a problem to get by with the starting in the last pairs. I prefer, like we watched the video.
Yeah,
I
yeah. Pair
started
number
when I
one.
got my first medal. I was the pair number one.
Yeah.
When I'm like in the back, like the last pair, the second last pair or something. Then I'm more stressed when because I see the times. I'm comparing. Hey, this guy was last weekend. He was slower than me, maybe, but now he went very fast. Maybe I should better or something. And I'm had like million thoughts, and I don't focus on the one what I supposed to do.
Yeah.
So actually, because of the work with psychologists, now I'm better with that. And I think also, like, this experience from the Olympics, what happened there helped me for the next one, and I try to also keep advantage of every start in the World Cup to be prepared for the next Olympics.
So let's talk about something that I think is interesting, and that is, your showing up in that 21 season and surprising all of us and being very relevant, it kind of mirrored the Polish sprinters, male and female, right? Like all of a sudden, that was a great season for Poland. Not just Marek, Kania, but male, female sprinters. You guys killed it. And then the next season, it's like everybody was off. Not a lot, but like the next season, you guys all kind of just. It just was like, where are they? I expected, like, here comes Poland. This is going to be awesome. And you guys were like, okay. And then last year, you were back to being pretty good again. Can you explain that? What the hell happened?
Yeah, actually, it's when you tell it, because I didn't I didn't think about it earlier, but yeah, when you tell it, it's actually like we're like very top, then low, and now it's going up. But why it happened? Actually, Olympic season. I think uh, two or maybe three reasons. Uh, First one is me. I forced the other guys to get better, because actually for the last 3 years before so from the previous Olympics in 2018, they were like only three on the top: Piotrek, Damian, and Artur Nogal, and they were almost sure to go for this Olympics 2022. And then actually in the Olympic season, show Marek, Kania from nowhere, and we know, everybody knows. Okay, so now one, two, three, and Marek Kania is fourth. So only three can qualify for Olympics. So someone has to go out, and I think I forced them, that they also mentally were forced to get better and better, because if they don't, they may not qualify for Olympics for what they have certain for last 3 years. But in Olympic season, it's not certain. So I think that changed them, that they gave 110% even on every training just to get better. And also when I were with them, I could like I helped them with training. I can do some fast laps or something, so they can follow me, so we can do more times this fast lap in a good time. So I think also this helped them, despite of the mentally help. The second reason was Artur Vash, who the previous season, pre-Olympic season, was working only with me for 2 months, and then on the Olympic season he was the assisting coach uh, of the Thomas Nieminen. And how I told you earlier, he has the photographic eye. So yeah, he watched each one of us, and he told us our little mistakes, and that also was a very big improvement, because on this level, like, little mistakes make a big difference. And the third reason, well, I don't know actually, because it wasn't for me, didn't work for me, because I was training with the group earlier. But Thomas Nieminen also said that he had like 4 year plan, like that in the Olympic year to the fourth year, the Olympic year will be the best one from the last three. So maybe also that's why, but I don't know, because I didn't train with them. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why they were also better.
Hmm.
But from this, I'm not sure. And I think this all concludes that this all sum up to the very good results in the Olympic season. And then what happened the next year? Uh, I was racing inlines, because after Olympics I decided, because the next year after Olympics, the World Championships on inline was in South America in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I wanted to go there. It was also in November, so I skated till November or on inlines, and I turned back from Argentina. I had one day in Poland, and I went for the first World Cup in Stavanger. So I had like three trainings on ice before the first World Cup, and actually I went on the from the racing mode to racing mode, but on inlines and ice, and I didn't have time to train to get the ice position and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I was struggling with that all the season.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like average. Uh, so that's me. I think Piotr Michalski did a bit too big break because after the Olympic season he was like fourth and fifth, and that hurt a lot. That you don't
Mm.
get an Olympic medal twice by like 0.03 and 0.08 second. Uh, so he did like the break with no trainings till June, I think, and that was too long. And he was like from at the beginning of the season, he was like he couldn't find on the track. He couldn't do much, nothing, and
Yeah.
then he got better to the end of the season, but didn't get to the this like top shape.
Yeah.
Uh, and what happened with other guys last season? Kaja Ziomek was pregnant, so she left the team like for 1 year. Now she's back from this
Mm-hmm.
season, but she was 1 year off, like actually two. But yeah, she got pregnant, so she left the team, and also I think when she left the team, she was one of the strongest girls. Also, Angelika Wojcik went a bit down because she didn't have a sparring partner on her level. And I think, yeah, that all sum up to
Mm.
the. And when I was weaker and Piotrek was weaker, then also Damian didn't have much guys to train. And I think that's why also he was not very good. And
Yeah. It's interesting.
yeah, that's the thing. And this season, why it's better? Well, huh, why this season is better? For me, it's better because I spent more time on ice because I finished season in early September, and before this, I also joined some ice camps. So I had some ice in the summer, then I back to inlines, and beginning of September I had Worlds in Italy, and then I came back like fully to the ice. So I had like almost like in an Olympic season, even a bit more ice. So that's why I was better. Piotrek, I think, turned normally uh, because he didn't do the such a big break. So he was in a like let's say normal shape of him. And Damian started to working uh, with the I don't know if you say diet guy, the guy
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
makes the diet
Yeah.
for you,
Nutritionist.
nutritionist. Yeah, he started to work with a nutritionist, and he was like very strict to these things. And I don't know if this is the change, the main change for him, but Piotrek said. Piotrek Michalski said that when he changed the way of eating, uh, he seems to be like 100% prepared for each training. Like he's every time he's like in a top shape of a training, and from every training he can get as much as possible. and maybe that's why. And the second reason, Damian changed the boots from the like 6 years or 5 years Grothhuis to the new Apex boots. So I think that's also something that changed because he said that his boots are too soft and he couldn't really push from them. So he has harder, and I think that these boots also changed a lot. But
Interesting.
actually, it's the hardest to me to explain that why this season is was so good. Because the Olympic season, yes, because of me and because of the Artur Vash, I think the next season because of the was weak because of the break of Piotrek and because of my inline
Yeah.
lover. And this season, well, actually, I can only think that it is what I say, but I actually don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year, um, I was kind of looking at it. The two World Cups in Asia were okay for you. You guys got a team sprint bronze over there. The European Championships were good. You guys won the gold in the team sprint, and you got a 500-meter bronze,
Yeah,
which was solid. I think maybe the highlight of your season last year might have been Quebec City. I think that was really cool because you and Piotr had a podium together, and I think you said that's
first
never
time.
happened.
Yes, actually, yes. Actually, this was the first time in Polish history that two guys from Poland stand on the same individual podium on the same race in a World Cup. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
we
cool.
we made a history.
So then, you mentioned this before that maybe the fast ice doesn't really match you. I watched very carefully the World Championships in Calgary, that 500. You had outer lane. You had a great opener. I mean, you were killing it down the backstretch. You were in a perfect position to medal. Let's take a look at this last corner really quick. You're such a big guy and there's so much lean, but as soon as you lose it a little bit and now you're two footing, it's pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
You had to steer yourself through with the upper body, and now the momentum's gone. I mean, you still, you still threw in a halfway decent time, but I'm sure it was nowhere near where you think it probably could have been, right?
Yeah, yes. I think first 350 meters on this race was crazy good, and I felt like at the World Championships I felt even better than in Quebec City when I got like on the first race I was fourth and on the second race I was second. So I was like two times in a very top on 500 with the same staff that went 2 weeks later in Calgary, but. And I feel even better like in Calgary, but on a world championship. But what happened? I think I just I'm not so confident on that speed and that
Yeah.
lean, and I just maybe lost a bit. I don't know if it was grip or maybe. Uh,
Well, I mean,
well,
part of it, you're a very tall guy. You have to
yes,
throw a shit ton of lean in there in that second inner, and it's a balancing act, right? I mean, at some point, if you're just over too far, now you have to catch yourself, and you have that split second to do that. And once your hips are out of position, it's over, right? You're on two
yes.
skates, and then it's done. Um, so
Yes. That's very hard when you are tall. So that's why I also the main work with my coach and me and is except of like timing and everything. It's also the low position because especially when you are a tall guy like me, you have to sit low because the higher you are, then it's harder. And then when you are on a fast track like Calgary, and when you finish inner lane, then it's like shit. You have to manage. Even Jordan did a mistake on that corner, but just a little bit mistake.
Yeah.
But he didn't do the perfect run there, but he managed. He managed to keep it. Uh, but it was hard. It was very very fast. Maybe if I could, if I have the outside track on my finisher would be a better time for me. But we can wonder. I have to I have to skate inner lanes better.
Yeah.
But I was confident actually to that I can skate the inner very good because 2 weeks before in Quebec when I got a medal and when I got the fourth position individual on 2 500s, 2 times I finished on the inner line. So it was a bit less speed, of course, but still I managed to do the perfect inlines, the perfect inner lines. Uh, so that gave me confidence that I'm able to. And then on a trainings in Calgary, I also could do it quite decent, like every time, and sometimes even very good. So actually, I think I have to skate more in a low position and get more confidence on every race because if I get only in Quebec City, then it's maybe not too much. If I do all the season like very good inners and none of them were like mistake, then maybe I was like, okay, I'm sure I can do it. Just don't think about it. Just do what you have to do, yeah. And yeah, I think that's maybe the thing.
Well, and it was a weird season last year because we had the world single distance, and then a few weeks later we're over in Germany and we have a combination of sprint and all around. You had two really good 500s in Inzel. Your thousands were decent. You finished 11th overall, which is really solid. But I'm guessing you really want to try to figure out how to make your thousand better.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. And even when I talked at the beginning of the season, of the last season in Asia, after the first two World Cups, I talked with my coach and I was like, hey, my 500s are okay, but my 1000 is like way worse than I can do. And he actually said that in his opinion, it is because of inlines. That because of inlines, my season is like I'm in a racing mode. I can go low to rest a bit, but then racing, then racing, and I have very small periods that I can rest.
Yeah,
And then when I finish the season, I have like almost the small period, like 1 2 weeks, and then I start the ice season, and also it's like racing, 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 racing. And
yeah,
what it looks like when you train only ice, then you have like season, peak of the season, and then you go low and you go base, 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 and you build the base
yeah,
step by step by step by step to get to this season. And he said that maybe that base is what I need to do the second lap on because first 600 I do very good on
yeah,
1000, but then I'm off. I cannot do anymore. Like I lose 2 seconds on only second lap, so to the best ones. So that's too much, and I think that maybe he's right. Uh, This season we agreed with the Konrad Niedźwiecki, the sport director in federation, the Artur Vaś, my coach, and me. We agreed to have a shorter inline season. So I have like 3 more weeks of the inlines, and then I go fully ice from the yeah. So it's short. It was like only April, May, and June, and from July fully I go to the ice, and we'll see if it works. I do some more base also during my inline season, and we'll see how it goes for me. If it's better than on a Olympic season, the next season I will do maybe even more this base and less inlines, because of course the main goal for the next 2 season is Olympic Games. So I can sacrifice this my love to inlines just to get as much as I can from the ice. And one interesting thing what Arthur said to me in Asia, that in his opinion I'm like otter spare, like noise, like I can like the sizes, and in his opinion I can do as them. So like otter spare got a medal on 1000, I think last season even in a World Cup. So and he says that I can be like them. I can do, in his opinion, I can do 1000 even better than 500 if I do more base, and if I can manage to keep the second in the second lap, if I can manage to keep my position good, and the speed, the race piece will be very good, and yeah, in his opinion, it will be like top of the world. But we'll see. I do more base, so actually this season will show if it works, and if yes, then next season we'll do even more.
Yeah, you know what to do. Well, this
Yeah,
season's
yeah.
interesting because there's only two World Cups in the entire fall. So, are you going to do those World Cups for sure, do you think?
Well, you mean before the New Year's, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's two. I think there's two World Cups in Asia, and that's it for the fall. And then there's four World Cups after the first of the year. So it's a little bit of a
Yes.
different
So
season.
that's yeah. I don't know if it's a good idea, because they change it the year before the Olympic Games, and then in the Olympic season they do as normal, so like the previous seasons. So
Right.
I don't think it's a good change. Like the people want to prepare for Olympics, right? So it should be like the Olympic season. But I think for me it can work because it 1 month. It is 1 month more to train. So for me, it's 1 month more to do the base and to see if it's worth it or not. So I'm going to participate in all World Cups. I think I have to. I don't have choice. I think
Okay.
because actually when we are in a national team, they pay for us for all our accommodation and yeah, eating and everything. But
Well, you need the
they
points,
tell
right?
us,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
also important. You need those qualifying
they need
spots for
some
everything.
points,
So,
they need some top spots, they need some medals to show to the government and the ministry, just to tell, okay, we have results, so give us money so we can pay for them more. Yeah,
yeah,
so
exactly.
that's that's how it works.
Well, you're still a young man. I think you're 25 years old at
5.
this point,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, we've talked clearly about Italy 2026 is very important, but do you give yourself time to think about beyond that? Do you think about staying with the sport? Are there other things you want to do with your life, and how important is skating to you right now?
Well, right now it's very important. Yeah, right now it's like I used to skating. I'm used to skate, to training to skating so much that I think I don't imagine like my life would be without it. Like when I see my friends working normally and everything, like I don't think it's for me. I want something else. Like for me, this adrenaline and competing with others, doing everyday trainings, it's something that this is my life, I think. And actually, yeah, I think this is a big part of my life, and it's very very important. And as I said, the main goal is Olympic Games for this. But you asked what is beyond it. Beyond this is, as I said before, when I was talking about Italy, and that we took a break with my brother from the studies. So then we came back for the studies, and I'm still studying. And it's not just a study to do the study and to be like to have a degree, but it's quite hard studies. I'm studying engineering, automatics, robotics, actually biorobotics, and yeah, biomechanics. And now I'm writing my thesis, and that's also something that takes time for
Mm,
me, and
yeah.
I do it because I want to finish it. And I'm writing quite uh, uh, I'm writing my thesis about ice skating because there are not many research on our sport. So I said, okay, maybe I can do some, because as a student I have access to some university machines and everything. And yeah, actually I'm biomechanically, and from the aerodynamics I will look for the ice skating positions and movement, and that's what my thesis are about. And yeah, I'm writing it right now, so when I finish it, we'll see if the results are worth or not.
That's really cool.
I can test the results in real life.
Yes, you can. So, when we look at this next season, I know we keep talking about the Olympics, but for this next season, are there any specific goals that you have, or are you just trying to get better and work on this whole base concept? And is it really all about the second lap and the 1,000 for you this year?
Well, actually, no, because 1000, I want to be good in 1000, but the main goal for me is still 500. Like Arthur Weiss said that I can be better on 1000 than on 500, even in his opinion. But for me, I have a good 500, so I think that is my focus. And if the 1000 also goes better, then I will see, maybe I will focus on it also. But for now I just want to, yeah, get better. I would like to be more constant, so to have regular places, like I don't know, because last season I had like, I don't know, 10th, then 15th, and then third, and then like ninth. So it
Yeah.
was like top and second, and then yeah. So it wasn't so constant, and I have to work on it a bit, because when it comes to Olympic, okay, you can hope for a perfect start on Olympics. that this top start will happen there, but actually when you are constant, then you have more peaceful life, because you are more certain that, okay, I'm able to do this,
Yeah,
so probably I will do this. Okay, if they are better than me and I don't get medal and I'm like 10th, okay, they are better than me, but I did what I can do
yeah,
right now. Like yeah, maybe like 10 people have a perfect start on Olympics. Okay, it's not your concern. You have to focus on what you are able to do, and do it like do the best part of yourself on an important start. So maybe I think I will focus to be as more constant as possible from the beginning of the season.
well, I think you're setting yourself up in a good way, and I think the most important thing, other than the fact that you've got a lot of talent and you're really doing well in the sport, you seem to be very aware of the things that affect you and how you can get better. You seem to, for being a young man, I mean, I think it looks like you've got a pretty good handle on where you're at and where you're trying to go, and I think that's going to help you a lot. It is going to be an interesting season with only a couple World Cups in the fall. I'm assuming you guys will have another European Championship, and then there's just only one World Championship next year. But there's still a lot of racing ahead of you. You got a little bit of inlining to do here over the next few weeks, and then you'll get after that base you talked about. So I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing what you do when you go over to Asia and skate a couple 500s and thousands, and plus the team sprint. You guys are really becoming a force in the team sprint. But
Yeah,
that's still
I
not.
wish
That's
it
still
would
not.
be an Olympics.
Yeah, I was just you just took the words out of my mouth. So it's 100% sure the team sprint will not be in the 26 games.
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks. It's a
yeah,
good
because
event.
actually, I think to add some race, they have to cancel some race. So
Oh,
if they cancel, I don't know, 10K, then can add team sprint, but they won't. So yeah, actually, I think it's not possible for this Olympics for sure.
yeah,
For the next Olympics, I don't know because I don't see that someone want to do it. So
yeah.
yeah,
I still think the 3K men's would be the best. I just think that I've talked about
three
it on
case
this show
man.
before. Yeah, I think 3K men's would be awesome because you get some sprinter guys could do a 3K, and some of the distance guys can do a great 3K, so it could really be a perfect. I mean, that's sort of the 1500 now, but I think the 3K would be cool. But anyway, enough about all that stuff. Um, you've been very
Yeah, but
gracious with
you're
your.
right.
I was going to say, you've been very gracious with your time here. It's been really fun getting to know Marek Kania. I mean, you kind of came out of nowhere, and now you're a force, and the Polish sprinters are really good, male and female. There's a lot of great skaters there. It's fun to root for Poland. I'm a little bit Polish myself, so this is always exciting. Thank you very much for spending time with us today. I wish you the very best for a great career and your bio studies. I want to hear about all this biomechanics master's thesis when it's done. See if you actually learn anything good for us.
Okay, sure, of course, I will share with you. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right, that was a great one. We are out of here.